Welcome to the Father and Son Talk Show. Hi everybody, welcome back. We've got a full packed video for you today. We've got the NXT predictions and we've also got the Survivor Series predictions and a little bit of news and the Raw reviews and Smackdown reviews. So straight into the news. Hi there, welcome back. Right, news. We've got a couple of news articles. One about Jack Swagger, released from the company probably about 6-7 months ago. I think it was about
WWE.
Yeah, the WWE. Now he looks like he's going in the rounds of CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. So that would be quite interesting to see how he actually does. He signed with an MMA group called Balor. They're not as like sort of so it's,
well known as the Balor Club.
Yeah, Bellator. It's Bellator, but everybody calls it Balor. So he's going there. I think he'll do pretty well, to tell you the truth. I do think he'll do well because he has got a bit of amateur background to him. He has like sort of spent his time in the colleges and universities that he was in his hometown of I'm sure it's JR's town, but he spent a lot of time through those, so he's actually progressed through the ranks of amateur wrestling, so he has got that background already, same as Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar had the amateur background. He was a AAA winner, same as Jack Swagger. So with CM Punk he had nothing like that.
He was just a wrestler.
Yeah, so he's known the it's like playing football on the football pitch and then playing football on FIFA. You know, it's two completely different sports. You know, you can sit there playing it and you might think you're amazing, but you get on the pitch and you realise it's not all fun and games. Nearly.
But it will be interesting to see Jack Swagger in the MMA, because if you think, his gimmick whilst in the WWE, he was quite a strong competitor. He was made out to be, he done all this America stuff, and WWE made him out to be quite a strong character. And I think to play that character, you've got to be somehow strong, because he had his finisher was a pop-up powerbomb, and then he threw them to the ground. So you got to be quite strong. With that. But I think, hopefully he does well in the MMA. It'd be quite good to see him in the MMA. And obviously, also, CM Punk, he wasn't as strong as Jack Swagger is, but it will be interesting to see what happens.
Well, it's like you say, you could somewhere down the line, if both are still young enough and eager enough to be in the WWE still, if Jack Swagger makes it good on the actual MMA, you could have Jack Swagger versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, you could do.
With an MMA type like sort of fight for him. So that's something possible. The next one, as we're going to allude to later on the Smackdown review, Natalya has lost the belt, and it's now been noted that she is the 5th member of Team Smackdown. Now, there's a little bit of stories going around that Paige is going to somehow come into it. I don't know. At the moment, she says she's supposed to. Well, it's been noted that she's going to be on Raw, but also there's a load of different stories going around that sort of maybe she might go in here, maybe Smackdown. So she might sort of knock somebody out, take somebody out of the sort of match, and then she might be added. So, like you say, the old famous word, card subject to change. So.
Definitely. And we've had a lot of title changes over these weeks leading up to Survivor Series. You've had Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins lose the titles on Raw. You've had AJ Styles win the title from Jinder Mahal, and now you've got Natalya losing the title to Charlotte. The funny thing is apparently there was supposed to be a rumour not long ago. I think it was the Smackdown pay-per-view that Charlotte was supposed to take the title off Natalya.
Yeah.
In the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I saw that rumour, and it seems to have happened just now. Yeah. So I don't know if it'll be a good call, but it was nice to have Charlotte win it in her hometown. And
it's a long time since they've had hometown wrestlers win their matches. Usually they like to sort of lose it and send you off with a sour mouth in your mouth. But on that note, a lot of it had to do with the fact that they sat there and went, I know, Survivor Series is coming up, we can have SmackDown versus Raw. Then I looked at the card and went, oh wait there, we've got heel versus heel, heel versus heel, heel versus heel. Oh shit, every single one of ours is heel versus heel.
Yeah.
And the WWE still likes that sort of babyface versus heel, where really they don't need to do that. They should just step away from it now. Just leave it as it's two wrestlers, one the fans like, one the other fans like.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can create a heel as much as you want to be as heelish as possible. But if the fans respect him, like Braun Strowman, they are going to root for him. They're going to cheer for him. So, you know, I've said this, I've never want anything to happen to Vince because he's the god among wrestling.
Okay.
But if he did decide to sort of step down or suddenly go, there is going to be a huge change, and I think one of them will be you won't have your heels versus your baby faces. I think that will gone.
Yeah, we'll look at SmackDown's pay-per-view. Was it Hell in a Cell when AJ Styles and Finn Balor go head to head for the first time ever? It was a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and there you already had, you know, that could have been something to do with Triple H. AJ Styles a fan favourite, Finn Balor a fan favourite. So you already have tiny little aspects of that. Because, you know, unless Vince just suddenly said, oh no, Bray Wyatt's out, let's bring in someone random, or Triple H, you know, why not have the Balor Club versus the Balor Club? Why not have these two fan favourites that everyone loves go head to head? It was an epic match. Yeah,
well, it's like you say, just with this as well, they've managed to turn it around because at the first part, it was like your championship match, It will be the main event at SummerSlam. Had Jinder Mahal, who nobody really cares about, versus Brock Lesnar. So they knew that everybody was going to be cheering for in theory, everybody would be cheering for Brock Lesnar. Really, now obviously it's going to be split down the middle, sort of. It's going to be a little bit of 50-50. So.
Yeah, and I actually made a mistake there. It wasn't the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It was actually the TLC pay-per-view.
Oh yes,
wrong. The TLC pay-per-view. My mistake.
Well, we all make mistakes. We're only human. Right, now on to the Raw review. Hi guys, welcome back to the Raw review. Sorry about that. First part of it was Stephanie McMahon comes down to the ring again, and cuts a heel promo on Kurt Angle, making him feel very
uneasy.
Yes. It's a case of Raw really needs to win this, otherwise it looks like we're going to have a new general manager. She's good at her promos. She's really good.
Well, she's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah,
so
exactly. You know. If you've been sort of living in the game, the game. If you've been living in the industry as long as she has, you understand why the whole family is good at it. You understand why the fans hated Vince McMahon as much as he did.
God, yeah.
He knew how to cut a heel promo on the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was he was amazing on sort of those sorts of parts. And after that, the Shield come down and stick up for Kurt Angle, saying that he was sort of the main person in the Shield. He stepped up when everybody else
when Roman Reigns had meningitis.
Well, yeah, when he had meningitis. So that was that was good to see them coming down and sticking up for him. I think they need to have more come down and stick up for him because at the moment you can see that sooner or later it's going to be Triple H and it's going to be Kurt Angle in the ring. This has always happened. I was watching some classic WWE from 2000, and in that, when Kurt Angle first turned up, it was quite funny because it was always like sort of Stephanie was the like sort of love-struck teenager. She said, "Oh, Kurt," and you always had like sort of Triple H like sort of being suspicious, you know, the jealous boyfriend. So I think that could like sort of start again, that feud. I think that's going to be.
Well, I don't think you're going to have Steph.
Well,
no,
but
you will have that, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that I actually noticed when watching that on Raw was that the Shield this time, when the Shield first debuted into WWE, they were a heel group. They would beat up anybody, no matter if they were a legend, if they were a newcomer. But now it seems like the WWE have given them a face. They've given them a face kind of gimmick, and it's good to see. I think the Shield as a face compared to a heel, I think they're better as a heel.
Yeah.
But at the moment, working as a heel, it's fine. At the moment, you know, they're sticking up for Kurt Angle, and it's kind of pathing the storyline forward with Triple H Kurt Angle. So it is definitely good to see the Shield as a fan favourite.
Yeah, we've also like sort of over the UK and the international tours that they did. You also had Triple H step in the role as a Shield as well, helping out the Shield, whilst he was like sort of when he was down as well, when Roman Reigns had meningitis. Yeah. So it's another thing. You think that you might have Kurt Angle, Triple H, and then the Shield. Where do they stand? Do they stand with the heel? Do they stand? They could be the new, because you never had Triple H with the Shield. You always had Triple H versus the Shield, and then stealing one of them away. That could be the way of turning them back to a heel faction. So. Yeah,
that could be, or it could be the way to really break them up.
Well, yeah, there's rumours who is going to turn first. Will it be like sort of Dean Ambrose?
Will a lot of people said Dean Ambrose.
Reigns? Yeah. Next one we go into is Bayley versus. It was a three-way match. It was Mickie James and Dana Brooke. That's it. With my own writing. And it was for the 5th spot in the Raw women's team. Now, rumours go that Bayley was supposed to be the 5th member, or Paige was supposed to be either the 4th, and it was supposed to be a fatal 4-way, or she was supposed to take the place of actually Bayley. Yeah. But she had some heat backstage during Raw, so unfortunately she was pushed back down the peg again. But Bayley won her spot, so she's now going to be in the Survivor Series. Obviously, there's still this tension between Bayley and the boss, Sasha Banks. So, you know, could that play into the Survivor Series? Could we see one of them turn finally? Because it's been like sort of nagging. I think it was last week when like sort of Sasha Banks won her like sort of spot. You could Bayley on the floor. There was a bit of jealousy. So we'll have to see what happens.
But she definitely played that off well, and I think if that kind of rivalry came about and one of them turned, I'd say I would like to see Sasha Banks turn, because I think Bayley for the women's division is like John Cena for the men's division. He's too much of a face. Bayley's too much of a face for the little kids. Yeah. She's too much of a face. You know, all the things that she does, it's too much of a face. So she won't turn her. I reckon they won't turn Bayley. But if you look at Sasha Banks, she's the legit boss. She could create something from that. You could have her come out and be all sassy saying, I'm the boss, I'm the best. And then that's the arrogance of it. Yeah, exactly. You can have the arrogance, the cockiness. And I think if they were to do that, that's what I would do anyway.
It's hard because I don't know if it's Bailey herself, but you remember the time when she was taking on the women's title? She was taking on Little Miss Bliss, and she it was a hardcore match. I think it might have been. Oh, what was it? Did you have I can't remember what the pay-per-view was called now, but they had a hardcore match where they had like sort of a stick on a pole, the kendo stick on a pole match, and she couldn't get she got the stick down, but she couldn't use it. She couldn't use it on her, and she lost the match because in the end, Little Miss Bliss grabbed this stick and used it on her. So, will they be able to turn her heel? Exactly. Could she have a heel persona? I don't think so. So I think it could be. Or she'll flip somehow. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
it's the WWE for you. You know, they turn people heel and like sort of make
out,
them
just like RKOs.
RKOs, yeah. On to the next point. The Miz and the Miz TV. The Miz has such a brilliant promo for somebody who came into the WWE as he was a reality star. He made it big in like sort of things like it was a bit like Big Brother and shows like that. You know, so he made it big in like sort of you know the all those like sort of reality programs. Yeah. And he went on. I think it was Tough Enough. He went on one of the Tough Enough programs, and he won a spot on it. You know, I was surprised that he did as well as he did. But he's now, I think, one of the best promo guys and one of the best like sort of personas with the Miz TV and his like sort of heel persona. They tried to do him a fan favourite years ago, and it just failed because. He is like sort of a perfect.
Yeah, I think one thing that WWE done the best with the Miz is split him with John Morrison.
Yeah,
I think that was what was kind of letting him down because if you think about it, when he was with John Morrison, they were a tag team, so the spotlight was on either him or John Morrison. But now he's split; he's his own individual person. You know, his gimmick is a Hollywood star.
Yeah,
his gimmick is I'm better than everyone else, and that's what makes him such a good heel. And he gets the crowd so angry because of what he does, you know.
Yeah.
Say if the crowd are booing him, he'll put his hand up and says, you know, when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Yeah. That is perfect. That is such a good... I love it when he does that because that shows, you know, he's a proper heel and just does not like the fans. And that's what gets the fans, you know, works up and gets them angry. But that's what they come and watch it for, really, don't they?
Next part is... Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle's son.
Well, actually, they did actually talk a lot. They were like,
dad. Dad, finally, instead of saying Kurt.
Yeah.
You know, you and me don't turn around and go, hi Jack, hi Ty.
Wow.
You know, we don't do that. Yeah, you're right, son. But it was good to see him. Well, it's hard because you're always going to get a loser when you have two superstars fighting. That's why, like,
because that's where a match comes to an end.
There's always the argument over should they have jobbers. Like in the 80s, you used to have a wrestler who was fresh, somebody from NXT, like that. So, you know, somebody who was know how to wrestle but just learning the like sort of craft. Now, the problem with that is when you sit there watching it, you always used to think to yourself, well, the jobber's going to lose.
Yeah.
Because that was his job.
Yeah, to lose.
So now you've got these like sort of superstar versus superstar, and when you want to elevate somebody, you have to either have it as a draw, or somebody has to take the loss. And unfortunately, it seems like Bray Wyatt is taking a lot of losses, but it's something that happens in the industry today.
Yeah, if you don't have a good storyline, that's what you're pretty much going to do.
Well, not storyline, but someone has to take the fall.
Well, yeah.
If you look at all the professional wrestling there is going on at the moment, be it in America or England, New Japan, it's always a superstar versus a superstar, and someone's going to have to take the loss. So unfortunately, because they had to move Jason Jordan into the winning spot, Bray Wyatt took the loss, but he did do a really good sadistic beat up on Jason Jordan. He came down and there was a clip of him, and he looked so evil when he did it. It was like, this is the Bray Wyatt we've been after.
Yeah.
Just let him go with his character. Yeah. Don't give him those superpowers. Just let him do this sadistic, mind manipulated person, and you will get a superstar out of him.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's so talented. He's really talented. You know, some of the Sister Girl, that movie is so good, and you know, especially when he does that bridge, that terrifies superstars. And you know, obviously the superstars have to put it on.
Oh yeah,
they put it on well, and then that makes you go, that person's freaky. And I remember when he first debuted into the WWE, I was like, I reckon that guy's going to make it big, because he's got a very different character to someone else. He's like a young Undertaker.
Yeah.
And they just haven't been able to let him. You know, they haven't told him to go out and just do something. You know, they've kept having him had these stupid matches with Finn Balor, which just came to pretty much nothing. And I think if they do give him something good, a real good storyline, he can just go far with that storyline.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Next one I picked is Paul Heyman.
Another promo
guy. It's all promos today. What a promo he did with Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? People turn around and think to themselves, does Paul Heyman need to be with Brock Lesnar? But I think he elevates him perfectly.
Yeah, I don't think Brock Lesnar would be as good without Paul Heyman doing his promo.
He's good. And like, you know, he was on I think it was on Smackdown. You had was it Kurt Angle? No, not Kurt Angle. Sorry, was it Shane McMahon? It was Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan
was like the advocate of AJ Styles. Yeah, that was quite good as well. But yeah, he's brilliant when he comes out and says everything that he needs to say. And obviously halfway through his promo, the crowd start chanting, "She said yes," and it finally sort of comes on it that sort of somebody actually proposed in the ring,
in the
audience, and because of that, obviously he you go to a comedy show and you watch a comedy act, and you take the piss. You turn around and sort of you give them something, you jar them. And that is it. You are going to get slated by that comedian because he will knock you down.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's exactly what Heyman did. He knocked that down.
Yeah.
It's like the ball, with Cesaro, with the beach ball that was blasting around. Brilliant. You know, that's what it takes. Interaction with the crowd.
Yeah.
They're there. They're paid their money. Give them something.
They want to watch a show.
They want to watch a show. And
if
they
it's
want to be
boring,
involved.
then...
Years ago, they used to the wrestler used to come out and he used to go around the ring doing his promo, and he used to pick someone out from the crowd that he could sort of say something to, and he might turn around and say, you people in Texas, you're all big, fat, and sweaty, just like him down there. That's the sort of things that doesn't happen much these days, and I think they should bring it back.
Definitely, it was so great that he definitely involved that. It was really funny to see, and to do that and to get the fans, they were crazy about that, and things like that have kind of hinted at. You've had the Mexican wave on one of the Raw episodes or the Smackdown.
I think it was just after WrestleMania.
Remember, but there was a Mexican wave going right around the whole of the audience, and then you also had when WWE came to Manchester in the UK. You had the fans singing songs to Bayley on Raw and Becky Lynch on SmackDown, and they still got involved. You had Bayley for a couple of seconds start dancing to it, and that I bet that made the audience so happy. And
of course,
definitely. It made the audience feel involved.
If you think about it as well, when they come to the UK, they get a different style of fans, because we go to our football matches, and when we're watching our games, we cheer and we've got our little chants. Now, with American football, they don't actually do that. They just sit there watching it. They cheer and they boo when a decision's got made, but there's no real like sort of singing like it is in the like sort of football games in the British football. Well, as Americans say, soccer.
That was terrible.
But they don't like, you know, there's no banter like that. There's no banter between the fans. So because of that, when it goes back over to America, you do see a huge difference in the like sort of product. I know that I meant to say this about in the news report, but there was one thing that came out about Triple H saying that they're now going to be looking at putting a UK style wrestling show from the WWE onto ITV. The WWE will pay for it to be sort of produced and everything,
on ITV,
and it will be put on ITV. So watch the space for this if we find any more news on it. Next part, Triple H is added to the Raw roster, even though Jason Jordan won the 5th person to be in the match because of Bray Wyatt's vicious beatdown. He came down hobbling on his knee, on his leg, sorry. So I always feel that if they're going to do this, they shouldn't have had him come down to the ring. Why are you going to hobble down, walk up the steps, get in the ring?
Like you're fine.
You're still okay?
Yeah.
If you can do all that, then I'm sure you can like sort of wrestle in a 5-way. They should have had Kurt Angle go back. Cameras go backstage. I know fans don't like it too much because they want to be involved in the promos and everything. But have Kurt Angle go back, be the concerned father, and say, "Listen, son, I need to stop this. You can't be the 5th member."
Yeah.
And he'll go, "Yes, I'm going to do it." Then have Triple H's music hit. He comes down to the ring. Then they start talking between Triple H and the back.
Yeah.
Then Kurt Angle comes out. Then it's all Triple H goes backstage and does the backstage segment. Don't have him come down to the ring because
even that you could have him come down with some crutches or
exactly.
Or a wheelchair. Well, probably not a wheelchair.
It's too exaggeration. But a crutch maybe.
You know, a crutch, one-legged crutch, a walking stick, something like that. To actually seem like he's injured because you know he pulled it off, but he just looked like he was fine to wrestle.
Yeah.
He just had it literally looked like he had a tiny little, you know, I don't know, pull in his hamstring. Yeah, that's all it looked like.
Yeah,
I could have thought that out a little bit better.
Yeah, of course. But it's the finer details they unfortunately miss out on those.
Yeah.
Next part is Braun Strowman, the main event. Braun Strowman takes on Kane. It looks like this could be. Not the end, but it might like sort of be fizzling out now. I don't know. I think they might like sort of continue it again in the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But it came. It was a good match. It was a good match, and it was all outside of the ring. And as I was watching it, I was thinking, well, when are they going to get in the ring and start wrestling? And when you find out that Braun Strowman, Kane threw Braun Strowman through the ring.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman,
Kane.
sorry. Yeah. Braun Strowman basically drove him through the ring into the under part of it. You really realise then why they didn't. Because obviously the ring is set up so that part like sort of gives way. Yeah. The wrestlers then fall into the crash mat.
Yeah, but how they actually done that was so good, and how they didn't actually damage that ring even more to look like, you know, because you know you did have Braun Strowman jump off the top turnbuckle. You know, you had something like that.
Oh yeah, a bit of
so, not a lot of weight was put onto the ring, but it was able to hold, and it was very difficult to make sure you get the exact spot. Because if Braun Strowman was a couple of centimetres off, a couple of inches off, the whole point of it would have flopped.
Well, he could have seriously injured him.
Yeah, he could have injured himself. He could have injured Kane.
Yeah.
But you know, to do that and to actually run with Kane, you know, that is just pure strength.
Yeah, brilliant.
Can we not talk about this one?
No, we need to.
No.
This is like it didn't actually happen on Raw, but it is part of Raw. Finally, Raw invades SmackDown. It happened on Tuesday. It finally happened where Raw turned up and invaded. It was a good angle, but there was a lot of mistakes being made. It always happens. It's happened when SmackDown invaded Raw, but you either have the music hit of the person who's coming down. So in this case, it was the Shield who turned up. So SmackDown then had got the Shield's music ready. So the Shield's music hits, and you're thinking they're not part of SmackDown. So why have they got their music? You should have either had somebody in the director's area dealing with the music and the lights and everything like that, and then forcing them, play that music, play the damn track now. Then the music hits, then they come down.
Yeah.
You know, you could have had them going into the technical area and beating up a couple of producers or actors, stuntmen. So you attack those and lamp those, put those people out. And then you could actually, put a bit of more reality into it. Because at the moment it's you can tell it's all set up. So, but yes, finally, before the actual pay-per-view, Raw invades. Well, it wasn't until the last, it's been 3 weeks, 2 weeks in a row that Raw has invaded SmackDown, so it had to happen sooner or later.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not being biased, but I think Raw didn't do that well of it. I thought what should have happened is everyone came down to the ring. I didn't like that idea. I think they should have went into the locker rooms and beat up everyone else like SmackDown did.
Yeah.
It looked too scruffy because you had loads of wrestlers out in the ring, and it looked too scruffy. You couldn't keep your eye on one thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was doing something. So I think if you could have half of SmackDown come down to the ring to try and protect Shane McMahon, and then you could have half staying. You could have the good, you could have the faces protect Shane, and then you could have the heels in the back not wanting a part of it. For example, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, you could have them sitting in the back, and then you could have someone like...
I think they're going to go to Raw. I think they're going to cause a loss for SmackDown, and I think they're going to end up in Raw.
SmackDown are going to win some.
Anyway, that was the Raw review. Now...
And now it is the SmackDown review. Welcome to the Blue review. And I have a couple of more points to talk about than last week. A couple of interesting points to talk about. And one big one that's happened over the couple of weeks is James Ellsworth has been released by WWE. I think we've all pretty much seen this coming. But, I respect James Ellsworth. He kind of had a job. That was what he was doing in WWE. No one knew. Everyone knew he wasn't going to make it big. He had his physique was not on point.
No.
He was not fit enough to compete for a 20-minute match at SmackDown. But he was used in squash matches against Braun Strowman, and that's what a jobber is really.
Yeah.
But to spend that long in the WWE, I give him respect. That's what everyone has said. To spend that long in the WWE as a jobber, he has done well, and that's what everyone said. I think it will definitely be missed. I think he could maybe make a return. You don't know.
Well, everybody has an opportunity, don't they? Especially if they leave on good terms. He did do well.
Look at Drew McIntyre.
He was in it,
Drew McIntyre was released by WWE, I'm sure of it, or he left, and now he's NXT champion.
Yeah.
So look at that. In a couple of years, James Ellsworth might be the NXT champion. But
if you look at it over the time he was there, he was feuding with the WWE champion. He had matches.
Yeah,
with
you
him,
had
and
AJ Styles. He had that little stint with AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, causing Dean Ambrose a loss, being AJ's partner, and then vice versa. He kind of turned.
Yeah.
So to actually do that and be a jobber, that was good on him. He definitely done well there. Moving on to the next point I have, the title change for the Smackdown. So there's been 2 Smackdowns in a row now when we've had title changes. The first obviously being last week or the week before. AJ Styles beating the week before Jinder Mahal for the title. Now you have the women's title change hands, and it's gone from Natalya to Charlotte. I think pretty much everyone knew Charlotte was going to win it since it's in her hometown. But how they done it was quite good, I think. I think a lot of people thought Charlotte was going to lose because she was kind of beaten up quite badly by Natalya.
Yeah.
And one really nice point was to see that Ric Flair came down and congratulated Charlotte. And everyone was going to love that. Everyone was going to love Ric Flair come down and him, hug Charlotte and congratulate Charlotte. So it was quite nice to see that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know if they didn't say on the social websites if it was set up or if it was like sort of a complete surprise to her. But she honestly seemed surprised.
Oh, yeah,
so if it was planned, Jesus, she's one good actor.
Yeah, she's done a great job.
She did, because you could see the emotion on her when sort of Ric Flair's music hit, and she was a bit puzzled, and then she saw him at the top of the ring. It's good to see Ric Flair there because he's a legend, and the guy has been through so much this year.
Oh, God. It's been quite sad to see, hasn't it?
It has, because the guy, even even to the last couple of years of him wrestling, everybody wanted him to come back from TNA to actually sort of do a match, but he said that when he came back to WWE, he wasn't going to do a wrestling bowl. He just wanted to be there for his daughter, and that's what he did. So respect to him. He could have easily came in and tried to sort of take the limelight from an up and coming star, but he didn't. He's helped a lot of guys out. He spoke to them. He's told them about their promos and how to sort of get it over, get the point over. And he like I say, he's an amazing guy. Definitely one for the. If there's got to be an above Hall of Fame, he's definitely going to be one that the next step from the Hall of Fame. If there is ever one, he's got to be in it because he's just a legend. He
was a legend, and still is really. But moving on, the new women's champion obviously is Charlotte, and you guys can comment in the comment section below whether you think it's a good or bad decision by WWE. I think personally it's a good decision because, like you said on the Raw review, they were probably looking at the match card and they were thinking, you've got heel versus heel, heel versus heel, heel versus heel. But now you have Charlotte, a fan favourite, a Flair versus Alexa Bliss, a rule breaker, a heel character, and I think that's the main reason they've done this. I think I can see Natalya winning the belt back from Charlotte in the next couple of months.
Possibly.
They've only done this so they want the heel versus the face. So I do think I can see Charlotte keeping it for a little while, but Natalya have it back because I can't really see anyone in SmackDown.
Don't forget you've still got the women's women's suitcase. The
Money in the Bank Carmella. So Carmella could be cashing it in against Charlotte. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Could do it on the actual
that's what I was thinking of. But she's part of the team, isn't she? So
she is, but it just she's not nothing to do with the actual match after. Because don't forget that's sort of an actual match separate from the women's 5-on-5. So you could have her at the end. She's in the ring. They've taken the hell of a lot of beating.
She could pin the world champion.
Yes, she could.
And then she'd have to go on to Raw, or the belts could switch, couldn't they?
Yeah, could do that.
But then again,
WWE, listen to us. We have good points.
It wouldn't make sense though, because you have the red belt on a blue brand, and then you have a blue brand. You know, it will be different.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, moving on to the next point, and again, it's about this kind of championship. Natalya loses the belt. It was quite sad to see, for me, to be honest, because I kind of had doubts about Natalya becoming champion. I didn't really think she was good enough, but you know, look at her history. She's part of the Hart family. Yeah. You know, and she did actually do a good job. It was a shame to see her kind of lose it because. You know, she was doing a good job as champion. Yeah. You know, she was kind of a different champion to Naomi, to Charlotte. She was a champion that, you know, would talk trash and not back it up with fighting. She would just rather sit there and be like, I'm the champ. Mm-hmm. You know, sorry, you've got to hear it. And so it was different to have her as, her as the champion. But you know, like I said, it was a shame to see her lose it.
Yeah, she is a good. She has always been a good champion. Yeah. She's always been there for the sort of brands. She's always sort of stood up. She's taken a lot. She's had a lot of rubbish gimmicks over the years. Oh, yeah. She had the one where she kept on blowing off. So she's had some sort of stupid gimmicks, and she's stuck by them when everybody else has sort of moved on. She's been there for sort of ages now, and she has been through a lot, and a lot of sort of the champions have moved onto other sort of brands, as in other companies like TNA. But she's stuck by it, and she's got a good belt out of it.
She got paid off, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Definitely. So a point I do not want to talk about, but I did write it down, so I don't have to speak about it. Smackdown were officially put under siege by Raw. That guy is a brand. Like I said in the Raw review, it wasn't as good as it could have been. I think they could have done something a little bit better. Like I said, you could have had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn sit back. You could have even had them come on the Pyro? The screen of the
Titantron. That's what it used to be called.
I don't know what it's called now, but they were there at the back. You could have them saying, look, I'm sitting in this locker room doing nothing, and then that's where you could trigger them to move over to Raw. Yeah, you could have had that, but I think everyone pretty much knew that Smackdown were going to be under siege soon enough. They weren't just going to have it Smackdown retaliate and Raw just sit back and be like,
oh no, it's bound to happen.
Everyone knew. Either if it was going to be on the night before, you could have had it, just before the actual pay-per-view started. You could have Raw ambush Smackdown. Yeah. Locker room. Yeah. It definitely could slap, and it'd be quite good to see, I reckon. Yeah. But unfortunately, SmackDown kind of got a bit sabotaged. But I think SmackDown take this to heart, and then they quote in to the Survivor Series saying they beat us up, let's beat them up, and let's win it, and let's get the win. And I think that's what's going to happen. So you should be scared. And this week, obviously, we saw that Daniel Bryan is back after he was choke slammed by Kane. It was good to see Daniel Bryan back because we don't know how long he's going to be as SmackDown GM. We do not know. It could be a matter of months. It could be another year. It could be a couple of weeks. We don't know. Will he stay as the SmackDown General Manager? Who knows? I'd prefer to see him stay because I don't think they can fill that role in by anyone else. You could probably have Hulk Hogan come in, or someone like Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena could possibly be there. Just maybe Shawn Michaels could be SmackDown GM. But we also know that Daniel Bryan has been fully cleared to wrestle again. Yeah. And one thing, if Daniel Bryan does leave a SmackDown GM, he could easily wrestle again, and I'd like him to wrestle in WWE. If he goes off in an independent circuit.
Yeah.
It will be disappointing to see because everyone loves Daniel Bryan. Everyone chants, yes when it comes out.
No.
So it would be so good to either keep him a SmackDown GM or for him to wrestle again in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, who knows? What do you think? Do you think he should?
It's hard because the WWE have got a lot of people who they need to keep happy. People who have put money into the company, stock shareholders. Also, you've got I can't remember who does the toys now. But you've got them who create the toys. I think it might be Mattel.
Yeah, they're known forever.
It's hard because as well you've got to you've got to keep them happy. Now, even though he's been cleared by several doctors, even WWE doctors who have looked into him and checked him all over, and they say they can't see any concussions, any concussion scars. So it could be that it could be just down to making sure he wrestles a sensible wrestling.
Yeah.
He has to change. There's no doubt about that. He has to change his style because if he has concussions, he can't take bumps like he used to.
Yeah.
The guy he was flying all over the place. He was jumping off the top turnbuckle. He was going head first through the ring rope. So he has to be careful of that.
Yeah.
Now, the WWE will help with those by giving him certain matches and giving him the time to change his style. But in the independents, they might just turn around and say, "No, go out and do the match you want to do."
Yeah.
He might go, "Oh yes,"
and then
before you know where it is, we're reporting on things that we don't want to report on.
Yeah.
So.
Broken neck.
Yeah, or worse than that.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's got a family.
He's got
his
wife.
Ray. Yeah, his wife has Nikki. Nikki.
And then they've got little birdie as well.
Yeah, so obviously he's a father now, so he needs to take it careful.
Yeah, I think if he gets to let go of WWE, I think the first thing will be, right, I've got a family, I need to really take this decision to heart, and really, think about, what's going to happen. If I go into the independent league, if I wrestle again, I need to be careful of what happens.
Yeah. Well, that was the SmackDown review, and now we're going to go into the NXT pay-per-view War Games prediction. See you there. Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to now do the NXT Takeover War Games. So, a bit of history about the War Games. The War Games, first time in nearly 2 decades that the War Games is back. I think the WWE may be doing this as how will it take off?
How will it play out with the fans, yeah.
Could this be the next pay-per-view that we put onto the main roster?
Yeah, we're trying to test all.
Yeah. That's what NXT is all about. Yeah, testing it out. It's the first time there's ever been anything as big as the War Games. It's 2 rings in a cage.
Hell in a Cell structure.
Yeah, it's like a Hell in a Cell, but it was the original. It was WWE didn't really have a cell as we know, like walls and a ceiling. In the 80s, theirs was mainly just the cage. You climbed up over the top of the cage and got out. This was more to do with the old WCW. They was the ones who came up with the ideas, and it was different. It was good. You had 2 teams, 2 doors. Obviously, this has got 3 teams, so we don't know what's going to happen there. Is there going to be 3 doors around the ring? We'll have to see. That's they haven't actually showed you anything of the Hell in a Cell, so we don't know if they're all going to go through 1 door or if it's going to be separate. Hopefully, they'll have it as 3 doors because that was the big thing. Because obviously, you had 2 wrestlers come in and then like sort of the other wrestler would come in off the other team, so there'd be independent. So you'd have like sort of 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-2,
Yeah.
so on and so
And
forth,
then,
until like sort of they got everybody in and the bell would ring, and then everybody got started getting eliminated.
Yeah, and so actually the War Games pay-per-view, the War Games match was invented by the late great Dusty Rhodes, obviously father to Cody Rhodes in the Independence League, and isn't he Goldust?
Yeah,
dad as well. Yeah, he's Goldust's dad as well. So when looking into War Games information, obviously I never saw any of these War Games, so it'll be a new experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I actually find out that Dusty Rhodes was one of the first competitors to play or to fight in a War Games match, was quite, it was quite surprising. Since it's such a demonised structure, you've got two massive rings and then you've got one whole massive cage, and he was invented by Dusty Rhodes. It was quite surprising, but
the Dusty Rhodes was one of the competitors who he always used to bleed. He always used to.
He did not care, did he?
He was when you see pictures of him, you can see all the marks across his forehead.
Yeah.
Where like sort of he's cut himself open, So, so obviously, like sort of the main question is, will War Games move over to the main?
Yeah, will it be the main event of the whole pay-per-view, or will the NXT Championship match be the main event? Who knows? What did you see it being?
I don't know. It's a hard one because you've always got your main belt. If it's not, because it's so difficult. Because you think about it, you've got these structures got to keep on coming up and down. So I would say that I could possibly see it being on the main event of it.
Yeah.
I can see it being a main event because it's such a big thing. You've got to like sort of bring it up and down.
You've got to make sure everything's ready, because and then you've got to also add the other ring as well, because every other match will be in one ring.
Well, they will have like sort of the two rings. They'll have the two rings together,
okay.
but so obviously that does come into fact with other rings as well, because like so you'll have like sort of wrestlers being thrown over the rope,
and then they'll just jump on it.
Yeah,
so that actually could make it quite funny, but I think it will be the main match event, because if you think about it, it's called NXT Takeover War Games. Yeah. So.
To have that stuck at the middle.
That as the main event, and then have that as the show or the match that everyone wants to come and see.
But where do you stick the title?
Yeah, but where do you stick? You could have it. You could have the women's, then you could have the NXT Championship match, then you could have the War Games, or any other different way. But moving on to the actual individual matches now. The first is
it's Sanity versus the Undisputed Era and the Authors of Pain,
and Roderick Strong.
And Roderick Strong, sorry, yes, old Roderick Strong has got in there.
I think he'll do pretty strong in this match.
I can see the Authors of Pain like sort of probably attacking Roderick Strong, to tell you the truth, because he doesn't. It seemed to be that all of them. I personally think they should have just stuck with Sanity, the Undisputed Era, and that was it. To stick a third person or third group in it is hard, because you haven't got that many third members in the roster, so it's always going to have a tag team with a single competitor. So
it just doesn't make sense, because you have two massive wrestlers in Arkham and
I can't remember.
No idea who it is, but you have the Authors of Pain.
Yeah,
and then you have Roderick Strong. It doesn't make any sense. So they should have just left it how it was. They should have just left it Sanity and Undisputed Era, but they did want the three teams in, so it will be quite interesting to see how Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain get along, if they do turn on each other. But we'll see. Maybe Roderick Strong might unify with the Undisputed Era after he rejected them. Who knows? But what's your prediction for this match?
I think it's going to be the Undisputed Era. They've pushed them they've pushed them so high now that I think they will get the win, because I think they want to like sort of put a lot of power underneath them. They want to create something big with them, so I think they've got a chance of it.
Yeah, my prediction is going to go to the Undisputed Era as well. My reasoning behind this is that Sanity don't need it. They're the NXT champions. It's just going to be, they're just there to fill the card, basically. You know, they're not going to benefit from this all. The Authors of Pain, then again, I don't see them benefiting from this. I see the Author of Pain in a couple of months challenging Sanity for the titles, and they get the titles.
Yeah.
And then I see Sanity moving on. But I think the Undisputed deserve this, because together they are a great group. You know, Adam Cole, who's Shawn Michaels, like next generation superstar. And then you've got Fish and the other guy.
I always forget his name.
You have. I always remember Fish though, really. But yeah, you know, you have Fish, Cole, the other guy. So you know, I do see Undisputed Era winning the match. So yeah, the next match we have wrote down, and again these aren't in match order, we've just randomly wrote these, is the NXT Championship match between Drew McIntyre, obviously the champion at this moment in time, versus Andre Cien, the challenger.
I'm glad you had to say that one.
Can't you say it?
Not very well.
Go on.
Andreas... I forget it.
Andreas Cien, that's how you say it. So yeah, when Andreas Cien first, I'm going to put that when he first came into NXT, he didn't look like a strong competitor, did he?
No.
He didn't look like someone from a couple of months from now was going to be a title match, quite like Braun Strowman actually.
Well, yeah.
When he was when he was part of the White family, but since he's been put under the wing of, what's her name? Selena
Gomez?
I don't know if it's Selena Gomez, but I know her last name is Gomez. So his manager, she has progressed him completely. He's a completely different wrestler now. And it's going to be a great match because, you know, you have Andre Cien, and then you have his companion, which is you have a manager, which is a female. So it's definitely different to see, because if you think about it, everyone that has a manager is normally a man. You know, you have the Authors of Pain, you have the bold guy, Paul, I think his name is.
Paul Ellsworth.
Yeah, you have him as the manager for the Authors of Pain. Then if you think of Brock Lesnar, it's obviously Paul Heyman. So it's quite different to see a female manager, but she's working well with Andre Cien. The funny thing is, they actually do look like quite a good couple.
You could start to sort of see him as like, you know, married.
Yeah, but
sort of
I mean, I really doubt it, because they did have an interview together and they said there's no relationship at all between them. But that could have just been storyline. But yeah, who do you think? Who are you putting forward to go with? I doubt it's going to be Andre Cien because you won't be able to pronounce his name. Or shall I pronounce it for you?
No, I think it's still going to be Drew McIntyre. I think they're like sort of. I believe it could be still Drew McIntyre, because I think they want to keep it on him for a little bit longer.
Yeah, they don't want to rush.
Andreas Cien.
Yeah, they don't want to rush Drew McIntyre in it again and just him fail again, because you know, they've done that the first time, it just didn't work out. And you guys have probably guessed by what I've said who I'm going with. Again, I'm going to go the same with you, and I'm going to put my vote to Drew McIntyre. I believe that Drew McIntyre still hasn't finished at NXT, like I said. Andre Cien, he needs a little bit more time to get it over with the fans. He's already quite popular as a heel. So I think a couple months you'll have Andre Cien take it off McIntyre, easy as that. Or you could have Adam Cole, and then you could have Andre Cien versus Adam Cole. But yeah, I completely agree with you on that one.
Okay, the next one is the NXT's Women's Championship. This is a four-way fatal.
Fatal four-way.
Fatal four-way.
Lots of women in a four-way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
sounds so wrong. Anyway, getting onto it.
Quickly.
Yes, it's Kairi Sane who won the Mae Young Classic versus Peyton Royce. I like her. She's good.
Surprise! You
No. She's good because she doesn't look like a normal women's. She looks like the MMA style of like sort of.
Yes,
women,
she does.
Yeah. Versus Amber Moon.
Ember. Versus
Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Sanity's Nikki Cross. I wonder if
Nikki Cross, I like her as well. Who?
I wonder if she'll stand in the corner of Sanity's match.
Oh, I don't know.
She might do, but yeah.
Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Nikki Cross, the
Scottish ass kicker.
Yeah. You can have the Irish
the Scottish haggis kicker. Anyway,
that just didn't work. I was going to say you can have the Scottish ass kicker versus the Irish lass kicker. Bang! That's a rivalry in itself. I could always see that. You can have Becky Lynch come down to NXT and cause them.
Well, I think Sanity and Nikki Cross should sort of move up soon because they have been down in NXT a long time.
Yeah. I see it happening. It's brilliant.
Yeah. My pick for this
this is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what you pick because I already know what I'm going to pick.
I don't know. I'd like to see Peyton Royce get it. I'd like to see Nikki Cross get it.
Yeah.
I don't think they should put it on Kairi Sane.
No,
because if they stick it on her, it's going to be you just took it off a Japanese female wrestler and then now put it on
another Japanese.
And she's only just really come in. I think I'm going to go with Ember Moon.
Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite.
Just because she hasn't had it yet.
Yeah, I thought she was actually going to take it off Asuka at the last.
She was supposed to
take over in Houston. I thought that was going to happen. So that was quite an interesting prediction you've got there. Interesting because I thought you were going to go with the person I'm going to pick, and the person I'm going to pick is Nikki Cross. I think she's going to win it. I think having her as the NXT champion will be good. If she doesn't win it, she's going to get moved up. If she wins it, she's going to stay as she is, because think about it, Sanity's still got the titles. So it would make sense if Nikki Cross has the belt, then loses it, Sanity lose the belt, they all move up together. Yeah. That would make more sense. So I think that's why Nikki Cross. That's why I'll vote for Nikki Cross to win it. Really, she definitely deserves it. She's such a good wrestler, and she's got an amazing gimmick, especially when she's with Sanity. Yeah. Sanity and her have got amazing gimmicks. They're so like it, and she really does fit that gimmick. Her hair, her face, really fits that gimmick exactly. So I think I do see Nikki Cross winning it soon. But moving on to the next match, and this is just a singles match. But this rivalry has been one of the best rivalries, better than any rivalries in Raw, in Smackdown, in any of the productions WWE have made. NXT, it's Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream. Yeah. This is going to be. I think this could steal the show.
Yeah.
This is as good as the AJ Styles versus Finn Balor match. I reckon this would be as good.
A friend of ours, Dale, who helps us out with our Facebook page as well, he thinks that the Velveteen Dream is just brilliant.
He's so good.
He's good.
But do you know the
he's
funny
like
thing?
Goldust.
Yeah.
It reminds me of so much like Goldust.
He's better, 100%.
Yeah.
So much better. And it's funny because he is seen as this kind of sassy kind of black wrestler. He's kind of. He doesn't look, he comes down all girly and things like that, but he whoops ass in the ring. He does. He does actually beat down his opponents bad, and that's why I think Velveteen Dream is so good. But then again, you cannot doubt Aleister Black since debuting in WWE. Oh God, he's so good. That kick can knock anyone out, and he's good. So good.
I'm going to go with the Velveteen Dream.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that because same. I completely agree.
I think because they've been keeping Aleister Black so strong. He's not lost many matches. I don't think he's lost a single one.
No, I don't think so.
So he's like sort of, I think they're going to give it to Velveteen Dream to get the win. that causes like sort of them then to like have
back and forth.
And forth.
And I think really Alice Black doesn't really need this win, does he?
No.
He's got bigger fish to fry, really.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely got more things to do rather than just have this match.
Yeah.
But hands up to both of them. Both of them have made this into a great rivalry, one of the best. Everyone's going to remember this rivalry. So if you don't know, you might have them both on the same roster in WWE, and have them have another rivalry.
Into Raw.
Yeah. Raw. What are you saying? SmackDown's the land of opportunity. Both of them are going to SmackDown.
On to the next match. It's the original KO.
The good KO in my opinion.
Cassius.
Cassius. Oh no!
Versus Lars Sullivan.
He's been wrecking ball, hasn't he, Lars Sullivan?
He has.
Wrecking ball.
He's a big,
sweaty
man. Vince is gonna love him.
Vince is gonna get very happy when he sees him wrestle. He's gonna that's definitely gonna happen on the weekend.
Yes,
he's gonna have some fun watching Lars Sullivan matches.
I don't know how much Vince watches the NXT brand, but I think he'll have his eye on him when he moves up.
He'll have his eye on more than just one thing.
Yeah. Anyway, getting off topic.
Definitely.
I think that this one hasn't really been brought to. It hasn't been a progression. It's just suddenly come along. But I can see be it Lance Sullivan
to win.
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Just because he's coming at the moment and he's quite he's been brought up. He's vicious, he's hard, and I think it's like a win for him.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm going to put more money on it.
Yeah, I see Lars Sullivan winning it as well because a lot of his matches have been squash matches. A lot of his matches have not lasted that long, and I think I don't think it's gonna happen with Cassius Ohno. I think he'll put up a good fight, but Lars Sullivan is just too big. He's just too strong. He's too sweaty, and obviously he's a man. So I do see Lars Sullivan taking it, but that is the end of the War Games. The NXT Takeover War Games prediction pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to
the Survivor
Series pay-per-view. Yeah.
Hi, welcome back. We're going to do the Survivor Series predictions.
Yeah.
As we said last video, I am Team Raw. I do the reviews of Raw.
And I am Team Smackdown, and I obviously do the Smackdown review. The best of them.
What we've done is the predictions are out of our hands. We can't pick who we want, except for the actual men's and women's. We will be picking who we think will get cover, and that will be an extra point. So obviously, if I say if it's SmackDown that wins, and I pick who's going to get the cover, the pin, then obviously I will get 2 points. Same for you.
You mean Raw?
Yes, Raw. Sorry, yeah. So if you pick the right one, you'll get obviously the 2 points. So there'll be extra points up for grabs.
Yes, correct.
So straight into it.
Before we get into it, Survivor Series. This is actually the 30th anniversary of the Survivor Series. So it has been going on for a long, long time, hasn't it?
It has.
It's quite a famous. It's quite a famous pay-per-view, isn't it?
Yeah. It's one of the four because obviously when it first started, when WWE got into the proper swing of things, there was only 4 pay-per-views, and that was Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and then Survivor Series being the last one, and then they just used to do little shows here and there.
Yeah,
he didn't like that. That was our cat kicking up a fuss at about it. So straight into it. Obviously, same thing again. These aren't what we've said they are going to be in any order.
Yeah, this is just random written order.
So I'll start off. It's the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus AJ.
Versus
Styles.
AJ Styles. That Styles clash is where Brock Lesnar is going to be.
You think AJ's going to get him in a Styles clash?
Okay, the phenomenal forearm is going to floor Brock Lesnar.
Like he says, we can't actually pick who we want, so it's obviously Brock Lesnar for me.
And AJ Styles for
you, yes.
Sorry, what was that?
It's going to be a good one. This one is both of them, as we said before about the sort of change of titles. It's made it a hell of a lot better. This
yeah, definitely.
You know, beforehand you just had no disrespect to Jinder Mahal. He was.
I mean, Jinder Mahal. If you're watching, then no disrespect to Mahal.
He's a very good wrestler. He's built really good. He's done a lot to himself. Because obviously he could have just said after the three-man band, he could have just got really depressed and walked away, but he didn't. He stuck by it, and he's sort of he's a good guy. He's a good wrestler.
No, yeah.
But they just haven't put him in the right wing with him always winning via the Singh brothers.
Yeah, or
disqualification. That just created him into
someone that the audience don't care about, and someone that someone that the audience just see as a cheater.
Yeah.
So
next one,
is the men's 5-on-5, the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match, and on Team Smackdown, the captain is our commissioner Shane O'Mac, followed by the legend John Cena making his return to SmackDown. It would be quite nice to see after he pretty much hinted at retirement, did he?
Yeah.
Didn't he? Sorry. You have the Viper Randy Orton. You have the glorious Bobby Roode and the King of Strong Style Shinsuke Nakamura. That looks so wrong. Versus Team
Raw is captained by Kurt Angle. The Beast Among Men, Braun Strowman.
The Monster Among Men, the Beast Among Men.
Monster Among Men. Triple H, Hunter. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. I've said this as soon as I found out that Triple H was going to be in it. I think that unfortunately Raw's going to lose this one because.
You said Raw's going to lose this one?
I do think that Raw will lose it, even though I'm still going to pick sort of a person that will get the pin. But I think it's going to call. I think Triple H and Kurt Angle are going to come to blows because I think this is going to be the lead up to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Having them two sort of, I don't know if Triple H will cause the team to lose or that's the way I feel it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I've put it on the Facebook page that I think Triple H is going to cause. They're going to come to head.
Yeah, you could have Triple H cause Kurt Angle to lose, and then you could have it at the end. SmackDown win, Kurt Angle was sacked, and then since he's done TLC, and also he's doing this Survivor Series match, so he's definitely still able to compete.
What do you think, Louis?
Totally agree with you. So he's still definitely able to compete. So, like you said, they will come head to head, and I think that's what's going to let Raw down.
I think my prediction for Raw for the person who's going to actually get the cover, I think it's if it does go, I think it's going to be Braun Strowman because they've made him so big at the moment. They've created such a big buzz over him that they're doing really well with it. Yeah. So I think it's going to be Braun Strowman to get the pin for me.
Okay. His initials are BS. It's because you chapped a load of BS because he's on Raw. And SmackDown, it's quite a difficult thing to actually pick because you can have John Cena pin. Anyone, you could have Shane O'Mac, you could have anyone because all of them are really talented, and I think personally the rest of the pin, one of the Raw competitors is going to be Shane O'Mac. I think Shane O'Mac is gonna get the pin because if you look, he's the team captain. John Cena, he doesn't really need to pin it. It's not going to do anything for John Cena. But if you look at it, the team captain's the person who wants to finish off the match.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's why they're going to have Shane O'Mac pin whoever it is he pins. So my vote's going to Shane.
It's like I say, there's loads that can happen with this. You've got like 101 different things. You've got Triple H causing problems. You've also got the recent Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like sort of they didn't really help out too much when the invasion happened. They just got out of the ring and left. Was it
the New Day?
The New Day, yeah, of course it was. Left them in the ring. So you know, could he be the one that causes the problems for SmackDown? Then he gets kicked over to Raw.
Yes.
He comes in on Raw. So
very true. Very true.
Always with the proper 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches, there's 101 different outcomes to the match.
Yeah,
and that's the good thing about it.
Yeah, you could have Finn Balor turn on Joe, or Joe turn on Balor.
Yeah,
because
you could have them just fight on the out of the ring and get kicked off.
Yeah, that'd be quite good. You could have Randy Orton turn on SmackDown, because apparently that's been hinted that he's going to switch over to Raw. That could occur. So you know there is a lot of endless opportunities with this match, and that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah,
and the lineup is good. You know, you've got so many talented wrestlers: Cena, Rude, Shinsuke Nakamura, Triple H, Angle, Joe.
Do you know? Here's one for you. Do you know which is the youngest competitor?
Well, I know it's not Bobby Roode because he looks young, but he's not. I'm going to go with John Cena.
Randy Orton.
No.
Randy Orton is the youngest competitor.
I thought I was going to go with Nakamura because I thought he was quite young, but
it was. Crazy. He put on he put on a Twitter. He's one of his Twitter accounts. He put the youngest member of Team SmackDown. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's a little bit of what's it for you?
Who knows?
On to the next one. Is the tag team champion Cesaro versus the Usos?
Yeah, the Bar. Take on the Usos.
Yeah, the Bar.
So it's with Cyborg and Sheamus.
Either he should get his teeth fixed, or if it's a bit of a ploy or a bit of a gimmick to sell.
To get a laugh,
Superman gum shield.
Yeah.
Please take it out because he sounds so stupid. It sounds. Can't do. It's like you would never have a lisp if you was a professional wrestler, or if you did.
Do you know what he sounded like? He sounded like Jack Swagger.
Yeah,
sounded exactly like Jack Swagger. But yeah, actually moving on to the match. So he's the Raw Tag Team Champion. Cesaro and Sheamus taking on the Usos from SmackDown. This will be an interesting match because obviously Cesaro and Sheamus won the title, so it was predicted to be half, 2/3 of the Shield take on the Usos.
Yeah.
But obviously that changed, so now it's these two. So it is both competitors, all competitors from this match. They're very, they're not like. They don't dive around the ring a lot.
No.
They stay on the ground. Usos kind of dive, but you have two strong competitors.
Like I say, it all depends on who sort of goes in. The Usos, they're not flippers. They're not like the sort of guys who shoot around the ring too much. But obviously, in Sheamus and Cesaro, both mat wrestlers. I think both classes. Usos used to be more like sort of flying around the ring, but they've actually calmed themselves down now. They're not as much.
But one thing I don't get is that again there was another change in the titles, and this one was I don't know why it's down because you have Cesaro and Sheamus heel, and then you have the Usos kind of a little bit in between, more on the face side, I'd say.
Yeah.
And if you think about a Shield of Face, actually, I think about it now, the Shield of Face, so you'd have a face versus a face.
Yeah.
They don't really like that, do they? So I see why they've done this, again, to have a heel versus a face.
Plus, they didn't know how if
Roman Reigns was going to be back in top.
Yeah,
I think that's why they've done this as well.
They just thought, well, we'll wait until see what happens. And obviously now they're back, so they've got the obviously the New Day versus Shield,
which we'll
for 3-on-3.
But are we going to do an individual point for this and say who's going to pin from SmackDown and Raw?
No, just the 5.
No,
just the 5.
Okay. Moving on to the next match, we've wrote this down, is the Shield. All of the Shield this time, not Triple H, not Kurt Angle. It's Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose,
the original Shield.
Seth Rollins, taking on the New Day of Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E. So this match, it has been a great build to it so far. Obviously, the Shield came down and wrecked Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins' title defense.
Yeah. New Day came down.
What did I say?
You said Shield.
Shield.
New Day
New Day, sorry.
We all
came down. Yeah, we all make mistakes. The New Day came down and wrecked the Shield's match, or 2/3 of the Shield. And then the Shield, with Roman Reigns, called out for the New Day.
Yeah.
And then, on the latest episode of Smackdown, the New Day were in a match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And then you had the Shield music hit, and they come down, and they attacked with the whole of Raw Smackdown. So that it has been a good build up so far, and it's definitely going to be a very good match, I think. Will it steal the show? No, it won't steal the show, I think it's put in there so Roman Reigns gets a match, and the Shield gets a match. It's just literally to fill the card, but it will be a good match. It won't steal the show, like I said. No. But every match the New Day in, I think, is a great match.
Oh yeah, they're good. And the Shield are good. The Shield seem to be better together than apart.
Yes, that's
the fans are cheering, even though they still probably don't like Roman Reigns. But like, it's the old question: who is going to turn first?
Yeah. I reckon if someone turns, they're going to be heel. It's not going to be Seth Rollins because he's already turned, and the fans won't like that. Roman Reigns is already not great with the fans, so I reckon it will be Dean Ambrose too.
Possibly, or there's the old saying as well. I've said that Triple H could come in and like sort of create. He could be the person behind the Shield, and he could turn all of them heel via the like. But fans are still going to try.
They're still going to cheer for Dean Ambrose,
and also Triple H. They all love him as well because he's done so much for the like sort of company. So. Next one on to is the women's champions versus it is Alexa Bliss from Raw and Charlotte, who won it recently from Smackdown. Really good to see this match now. I think that with with Alexa Bliss versus Natalya, I think that would have been good as well. But it's a like sort of just still. It's good to see like Charlotte in there because she deserves it. She's a very good wrestler. Unfortunately, she had to go over to
But I think this match is going to be interesting because you've had Charlotte win the match from Natalya. Win the belt from Natalya. So obviously the Raw, the people in Raw, the people that behind all the decisions thought this match isn't going to be as good because if you think about it, is Natalya a favourite with the fans? Do the fans always cheer for her? Do the fans turn around and go woo with Charlotte? No, they don't. So they want to get the crowd loving these matches as much as possible. And obviously Charlotte, because of Ric Flair, gets the crowd going just like a follower. So I think that's why they've had Charlotte be in this match, and I think it's going to be a really good match because you have Alexa Bliss, who's quite a small competitor, isn't she, compared to other female wrestlers, and then you've got Charlotte, who's quite tall, and she uses the big boots, so it'd be different.
A boot.
Yeah. It'd be different to see, and it'd be different. I think it would be a good match, definitely.
Yeah, I think. Obviously, the reason why is because they looked at it and realised that they're like sort of a lot of these matches are heel versus heel, so they thought to themselves, well, we'll put Charlotte in the picture, and then like sort of have Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss makes a better match. So it's going to be a good one, that one. I think it's going to be close to stealing the show.
Definitely. Now moving on to the traditional. Well, actually, you can't really call it traditional because it hasn't been. I don't think it has been a women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match for a long time, has it?
No.
So you can't really call it a traditional match. But it's good to see the women get this match, and the SmackDown competitors is the Irish lash kicker Becky Lynch. You have Philly Glow Naomi. You have Carmella, who sadly recently parted ways with James Ellsworth. We will sadly miss him. You actually look like James Ellsworth.
Chin.
I think you actually. Could put
Everybody does that. Everybody does that.
He has a really weird chin. The powerhouse. Huh?
What chin?
Do you mean what chin?
He hasn't got one. I think God missed that off.
I think he literally got. He might have got punched in the in the chin by Braun Strowman. That bad that he just went boom. It looks like a pug. Do you know how pugs have got squash faces? He's a version of a pug but a squash chin. You have the powerhouse Tamina, and last but not least, Natalya, who obviously did lose the title. And then on Raw, you have
the crazy Foxy. Alicia Fox, and the powerhouse Nia Jax.
So you've got two powerhouses going against each other.
Yes, that's going to be. I think that will have them two stand off. They definitely should have them two in the middle of the ring. Have them a bit of a beast versus beast sort of thing. And then you've got Asuka, and then you've got Sasha Banks, the boss, and then recently brought in is Bayley, the hugger.
Actually, why am I hugging you? You're part of Raw. Get away.
So, like you said before, there's so many different things that can happen with this. You could have Bayley and Sasha Banks cause problems. Yeah, we know that like sort of that there's heat between them, or they want to turn one of them into a Raw breaker. So you know what could happen there? Could one of them end up causing the other one to lose? So, you know, we don't know yet, but it's going to be a good one. Plus, you've got, obviously, Carmella. She's got the Money in the Bank. So, if they put this on last, she could turn up with the actual belt in her hand, causing friction between Carmella and Natalya, possibly.
Yes.
So, there's so many of them.
Yeah, there's so many things you could have. You know, someone from Smackdown turn and you know want to join Raw. You could even have something like all of the competitors go over to Raw, all of the competitors from Raw go over to Smackdown. Team ways with Smackdown and then just beat on someone they do not like.
Yeah.
And then you know that could happen. You've obviously got Carmella. You know, Carmella could turn around and say, what's the point in me being in this match? I'm going to wait until the women's belt and just you know, she could not be involved in the match at all, and then she could come down, pin Charlotte, and win the women's belt from SmackDown. So you know, there's loads of things that could happen. Likewise in the men's, but
like I say, as well, you've got that like Paige to come back.
Paige could come back on
so she could come back on the Survivor Series and like you know take somebody's spot. Who knows if Carmella cashes it? Carmella cashes in, the Queen of Staten Island. If she cashes in, she could like sort of say that, I'm the champion now. I've got the belt. I'm not going to be on the SmackDown listing now. So that's when Paige could come in. Well, who knows what would happen? So.
Who knows? But
I'm going to go with. I think if it's going to be anybody, I would like to see. I think it could be Sasha Banks.
Do you?
Yeah.
Maybe Bayley could get a little bit jealous.
Yeah. She can cause Bayley to get knocked out, and then she'll end up winning.
Yeah, you could have like Bayley wants to jump from the ropes. Say Carmella throws her in. Yeah, something like that. That's good choice. I thought you were going to go with Asuka.
Well,
were you thinking about it?
I was thinking, but I'm thinking they still want like sort of that Bayley and Sasha split.
Yeah, I think they do.
So,
I knew you wasn't going to go with Alicia Fox because she's a joke in the ring. She really is so bad. She's starting to get a little better, only a little bit. But I can't down her because she hasn't wrestled on TV for a long time, has she? Because she hasn't had a gimmick. But
she was on the 205 Live as Cedric Alexander and
Rich
Swann's love interest. They were both arguing over.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird, but she hasn't been given storylines really, has she?
No.
But I think this captain thing was right. She's done a good job at the captain role.
I love it when she comes on and goes, "This is your captain speaking."
Yeah, that's quite clever. And she has actually picked a strong lineup for Raw. I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah.
But I don't see Carmella pinning someone because I see Carmella cashing in.
Yeah.
At Survivor Series, she's held it for long enough now. So I don't see her pinning anyone. She might pin it and then she might go and win the belt. I don't see that happening. But I think it's tough because so many of these women wrestlers could pin it, but and claim the victory. But I think I'm going to go with Becky Lynch again, picking the team captain. She's just going to lead by example. So I'm just going with Becky Lynch.
Cool. On to the next one. It is the Intercontinental Champion, the B belt in theory, the Intercontinental Champion versus the United States Champion.
The Miz
versus
versus the United States Champion from SmackDown. Baron Corbin.
Interesting one because they've had a bit of heat with each other.
Over social media,
yes,
lots of videos from Twitter going back and forth, but it's kind of shaped the rivalry into what it is.
The Miz keeps on taking the mickey out of Baron Corbin's hairline. Somebody who hasn't got much hair feels sorry for Baron Corbin.
But he is receding really badly.
He is. I think they might have I think they should have a hair versus hair match. And
do you remember when CM Punk done that?
Yeah.
He got his hair shaved by Rey Mysterio.
Well, if you look at all the hair versus hair matches, a lot of them were because they were going bald.
Yeah.
So and it's weird because every single you had the Big Show. He had hair versus hair. He got shaved and he stayed shaved. Yeah. Kurt Angle, same thing. He like I said, had a hair versus hair. He got his head shaved. I don't think Triple H did. I think he just shaved his head because he realised he was going bald.
And he was going old.
Bald.
I think Baron Corbin would look stupid bald. He would look
He would look a little bit bald, but I think you get used to it.
He would look so funny. I could just imagine him coming down as lone wolf thing. He would look. Yeah. He wouldn't look right in it. But anyway, back onto the actual match. Obviously, we all love The Miz. I love The Miz. You love The Miz, but I couldn't pick The Miz because he's on Raw. It's a shame because it would be nice to see him on SmackDown. And I'm sure you would love to have Baron Corbin on Raw. I think that'd be quite good.
Over the last couple, I think he's started to sort of realise that his mistakes.
Yeah,
he has made mistakes on social media. One thing you don't do is you don't call out Dave Meltzer on social media. He is the predictions, he is the review god. The guy does not you don't pee off the wrestling god, and he has done that on many occasions, one occasion, and I think he's learned his lesson. But Baron Corbin I do like because he comes into the locker room and straight away he goes up to the likes of The Miz and other the well-known stars, John Cena, and asks, how do I do this and how can I get that over? At the end of the day, these older wrestlers are there to bring the talent in and to talk to them, because if you're someone like Triple H or John Cena, you know that you've got only a certain amount of years left within the wrestling, and you know that it's going to come a time where you're going to have to step down completely. Now, if you don't push on or put on that help and the experience, you're not going to get the brand over anymore. No, it's going to fail.
The brand will die out because you can only wrestle for so long until your body just calls it quits. Look at Undertaker. He's wrestled for so long and his body's pretty much called it quits. Big Show, the last time we saw him was months ago on Raw, and he's gone for this hip replacement. So it shows you that your body can only go through so much in the WWE.
Well, if you look at over the years, you've had John Cena as the main character on it, and now suddenly it was who else is going to be brought up? And that's why the NXT brand came around, because there was no one else who could step up. Now, obviously, with the NXT brand being there, they can get younger wrestlers into the WWE understanding of how it works, and then they understand it when they move up into the big brand. So when they go onto the Raw and the Smackdown brand, they know how it works. They've already spent there. Whether before you used to I know one person that stands out straight away was Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, when he first came to from WCW into WWE, he struggled big time because he never had the understanding of it, and then he put him with like sort of more experienced wrestlers within the WWE brand and brought him up that way.
Yeah.
But for the first 6 months, he struggled. He really did struggle.
Yeah, and that's why you've got things like now you've got NXT, you've got the developmental. I can't think what it's called.
Yeah, developmental.
Yeah, you know, with that big fat guy, the guy who looks like Tensai. Have you seen him?
Yeah,
he's the guy that's in charge of NXT. Yeah. He looks like Tensai, doesn't he?
He was Tensai. He's had many like sort of different.
He was Tensai.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the one with the marks all over his face.
Yeah, and he had 2 piercings.
That's right. Yeah.
Really? I thought he just looked like Tensai.
No.
Performance centre. That's
Performance
it.
centre. Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. But yeah, back onto the actual match. We got a little carried away there. So obviously, Miz is Raw, so you went with the Miz and I went with Baron Corbin. How do you think this match is going to play out?
I think it's going to be a good one. I think the Miz is the best person to put Baron Corbin with, because he will help him. He'll make it look good. I would like for the Miz to actually get the win without like anybody getting interference. You've got 2 heels, you can do it. You don't have to bring somebody in to like sort of get the win. It would be nice to see the Miz like.
But one of the good thing about this is you've got 2 heels. You've got an older or experienced heel in the Miz, and then you have a younger Baron Corbin. So it will be an interesting match. It will be two heels going on. We'll see what that does.
Yep.
But yeah, moving on to last match. This is actually the kickoff show. Coincidentally, we wrote it down last, but it is the Cruiserweight Championship is up for grabs. It is Enzo Amore, obviously the reigning, defending, undisputed champion versus Kalisto, the challenger.
Obviously, these aren't
these aren't in match
branded
order,
because obviously 205 Live is slightly independent from itself. I know it goes on Raw, but it's you know you do see the competitors on 205 Live, so this is one where we will actually pick.
Yes.
And I keep on going for him, and either when I do go for him, he likes it, he doesn't get it, and when I do go, it's so hard with not Kalisto, Enzo. I'm gonna go.
Kalisto, Enzo.
Oh, Enzo Amore. I'm gonna go for it. I think, even though his promos are mate. Promos. The problem with him is I don't know if it's them giving him the promo or if he's doing it himself, but it's too long.
Yeah.
He's in the ring for nearly 20 minutes cutting a promo, and he comes down. He starts it off really well with the like sort of how you doing and all that, and the chants that he gets off the fans. And he started to like sort of put the fans down by like sort of saying don't chant and all that. And obviously you've got Drew Gulak with the like sort of don't chant signs. So that doesn't. I don't understand that, because he comes down doing the like sort of So yes, I think it's going to be Enzo. So,
okay.
I think.
I really don't know, because Kalisto, he doesn't cut promos as good as Enzo, as you were saying. He doesn't cut as good as promos as Enzo, and Enzo does need to be careful with the promos he's cutting, because I think what WWE are doing is they're telling him what to do, but he's kind of. Because everyone loves his promos and everyone loves his chants, he's kind of taking it to another level, and it's going on for too long.
Yeah.
And it's not good, If you want to try and get 205 Live more relevant, don't have your champion cut 20-minute promos. Yeah. Have him call out someone. Have him call out Kalisto saying, what are you doing? Because he can. Talk some real dirt to some people, I remember he went up to a whole line of 205 Live superstars and literally was talking trash about all of them. So they can do that. And why doesn't he just do that? I don't know. But again, it's so difficult to choose, because whenever we've not chosen him, he's won it. Whenever we've chosen him, he's not won it. But I think I've got to agree with you. I think Enzo will retain it again. I don't know how he's going to do it. He might get a pin. He might get counted out. He might get disqualified. Who knows? But I think this rivalry has to come to an end soon with one. It's just too boring, and there needs to be some. There's so many other wrestlers that could have it. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali. We've got so many talented wrestlers in 205 Live, and Enzo and Kalisto are having this stupid rivalry that no one really gives one. So I think it could be time to call it quits.
What we're going to do is call it quits now. It's been a long one. Because of the likes of the two pay-per-views predictions
and the Raw prediction and the Raw review and the Smackdown review, and obviously the news.
So what we're going to do is the 15 things that would happen when Vince passes away. What we'll do is we'll do that next week. So if you like the videos, please share them as much as you can. At the bottom of the video, you'll also see our Facebook page, the Father and Son Talk Show. We put up polls. We also put up any news that happens during the week. Please come and follow us there. We're always open for a chat. So if any of you are going to be watching it Sunday night
and Saturday night for NXT Takeover,
we will be on the Facebook page doing a talk as well. So please come and comment on anything we put on. Put polls going up, and please comment on them. And